What's up, everybody? It's Storm here to bring you another gaming news roundup for the week of October 31st to November 6th. A lot happened during the end of the week, so we'll be touch upon any small news that came out before we start take on the big heavy hitters. Unfortunately, Share Factory wouldn't let me import most of the images and stuff, but I do have them on my phone. So what I'm going to do is just read them off from my phone, and then I'll post the link to the articles and blogs for each news that came out during the week in the description below, so you guys can read it for yourself. Alright, without further ado, let's get on with it. Our first news that we got during this week is Lionsgate is interested in pursuing a AAA John Wick game. Here's the official statement from the CEO. He says, "We have been fielding proposals. We certainly are interested in moving that forward, but I don't want to say anything more about that at this time." He is very interested on making a John Wick game, and apparently he does have a couple proposals from most likely different developers who would gladly make a John Wick game. If you would have a choice of what developer you would like to make a John Wick AAA game, who would you pick? I saw most people say like Rockstar, because when it comes to, I'm assuming this was most likely be a third person shooter. So, and Rockstar do have experience with large cities, open world, so they could do it just. I saw some people probably say Naughty Dog for the gruesome factor of combat and stuff. And if you have played Last of Us 1 and 2, you can see why. So, me personally, I don't know who I would pick for a game, but I just know if this game does come into fruition, I will most likely be day one, because I do like the movies John Wick, and I can't wait to see the fourth one. Hopefully, whoever they pick to decide to make this John Wick game, they would do it justice. Alright, on to our next news. PlayStation have came out and have announced that PlayStation has sold 25 million units. Congratulations for PlayStation, a hit milestone. They're really trying really hard to sell at least 18 million more before this year is over, and judging from what they're trying to do for the holiday, they might be able to do it, because they have the FIFA PS5 bundle, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 bundle, and they also announced the God of War Ragnarok bundle. So yeah, that's a lot of bundles they could put out there. What else they have? And by the looks of it, the shortages that was affecting the PlayStation, well, the next gen consoles in general, looks like it's improving dramatically. So yeah, most likely probably next year PlayStation and Xbox will probably be at a stable position of bringing out their next gen consoles without having to suffer chip shortages or any type of component shortage. So yeah, once again, congrats to the 25 million, because, and I also saw reports said that the PS5 actually sold the Nintendo Switch in Japan. So yeah, congratulations for another congratulations, because when it comes to the Switch, they are the biggest when it comes to the Japanese market. So the fact that the PlayStation 5 managed to outsell them, I don't believe is gonna stay that way, because I believe next week or the week after the new Pokemon game come out, so that will probably have Switches selling. And I saw some people said the Switch is also suffering from a shortage also. I don't know how true is that, but we will wait and see. And sorry for the noise. My cat is trying to get my attention. Alright, on to the next one. Our next news that we have is PlayStation have revealed the price and the release of the PlayStation VR 2 headset. And pre-orders for the PlayStation VR 2 goes up on November 15. PlayStation have released you go on the PlayStation website, you could register to be chosen to be the first to pre-order the PlayStation VR 2, and the price for the VR 2 is going for $550 for the US, £600, I believe, 530 in euros, and same 4,980 in Japanese yen. I believe I probably said that right. And it will include the PSVR 2 headset, PSVR 2 Sense controllers, and the stereo headphones. And I saw a lot of people talk about like the price being crazy for it. And at first I was saying like, me personally, I didn't really see the problem with the price, especially if you look at when it comes to other VR headsets. Like, VR is an expensive community to get into. Like, it's not pricey. It is very pricey. And going out the specs, what the PlayStation VR 2 compared to the specs is really good. So the price range is in that point. And some people forget, people forget how the first PlayStation VR was. Because the first PlayStation VR headset was, like, I believe it was $400, and it came with a whole bunch of crap, like a whole bunch of wires, the adapt box. It came with a whole bunch of crap. But the thing is, it did not come with the controllers. You have to buy the controllers separate, or you get the controllers as a bundle. And the controllers was like $100 each. So the fact that the VR2 comes with the controllers and is $550 compared to getting everything how the first VR is, I said that's a pretty decent price, like, honestly. So I have no complaints about it. I'm definitely going to try out the VR. I believe it said it was coming out in March or something. I can't remember. But yeah, the pre-orders for it goes up on the 15th. So if you want to get your hands on the PlayStation VR 2, there's your chance for it. If you want to wait, you could wait for it. Me, it's up in the air if I will try to pre-order now or I'll just wait for it. So we'll see what happens. And also, for the PlayStation VR 2, they also announced a bundle for it that it comes with the Horizon. It comes with the Horizon Call the Mountain game as a bundle, and that will cost $600 straight out of the box. And that would come with a PlayStation Store voucher code for Horizon Call of the Mountain, PlayStation VR 2 headset, the controllers, and the stereo headphones. And they also did show off a charging dock for the controllers, but you had to get that separate. The image for those will be right here. And also, on top of this PlayStation VR 2 bundle with Call of the Mountain for Horizon, I I saw at least 11 new games that got announced for the PlayStation VR 2. Somebody on Twitter, he goes by the name of Zuby Tech. He covered everything that's gaming wise when it comes to sales, tech, and all that. So he put up a list of all the so far confirmed announced PlayStation VR 2 games. I don't know if this is the complete set. I will look for a link that have all the confirmed games and post that in the description. But he has Horizon Call of the Mountain, Hellsplit Arena, Pavlov, Runner, Alvor, Social Golf Sim Golf Plus, Samurai Slaughterhouse, Lo-Fi, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4, No Man's Sky, Among Us. I'm curious how Among Us would look in VR. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy Edge, Demo, Firewall Ultra. I did saw a trailer for that. I'm definitely going to get that game. The Dark Pictures Switchback VR, Crossfire Sierra Squad, the Light Brigade, Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue, Pistol Whip VR. I'm not gonna lie, when I had to do a double take when I saw the name of that game. I'm like, bro, there really is a game called Pistol Whip. Oh my gosh. Cities VR Enhanced Edition. It's basically Cities Skyline, but in VR. So any of the people who like to build their own city, you're basically, yeah. Cosmonauts High, Zenith, The Last City, Tentacular, I would probably pronounce that wrong. After the Fall, Jurassic World Aftermath Collection. I'm curious about that one. Distortion VR, Affected the Asylum, Do Not Open, The Exorcist Legion VR Sin. So, off the bat, PlayStation VR will have like probably at this point like 20 games. That's good. I don't know when these games are launching, but they are said to be coming in for the PlayStation VR 2. So the fact that the PlayStation VR 2 potentially have go ahead have 20 games by the time it launch, shoot. So far, when it comes to the games for it, is off to a good start. So I'm excited for it. There's a couple games on this list I will definitely play, and hopefully I could get like a couple of friends in on it too. So yep, that's the PlayStation VR 2 news. On to our next one. Oh boy, this one is one of the bigger ones. The reviews for God of War Ragnarok have came out on November 3rd, and the crazy praises that this game have gotten. And if you will look right here, God of War Ragnarok have been hitting nothing but 10s and 9s from the reviews. You got 10 from Push Square, 10 from Gaming Trend, 10 from Twinfinite, 10 from Press Start, 10 from Game Rant. Basically 10s and 9s all around. I had no doubt that this game was going to do well score-wise. Like, when you see God of War Ragnarok launches on November 9th, and they had the review embargo go up on November 3rd, 6 days before the game release. That shows that this developer got confident in the team and the work that they put out. So I had no doubt that Santa Monica Studio would have another hit on their hand, because when it comes to the God of War series, they don't miss. Like, I'm still confused why some people did not like God of War Ascension, in my opinion. But yeah, that's neither here or there. God of War Ragnarok did. It started off at 94, then it went to a 95, then it went up to 95, but then it went back down to a 94. So overall, it got the same score of the 2018 game, and I did not read none of the reviews because I heard people say like when it comes to like IGN, their video review literally has a spoiler 5 seconds into the video. I don't know why the hell they doing that. I don't know why they have that. But yeah. So if anybody who did not look at IGN video review, do not unless you want to get hit with a spoiler. You have been warned. But yeah, overall, can't wait for this game. I've been avoiding spoilers for a while now. So far, I haven't been hit by any. I had a couple of close calls with a couple of spoilers. So I believe we're at 4 days left before the game releases. Yeah, we're at 4 days left. We're almost there. Can't wait to play the game. Gonna do a complete playthrough. And I saw a lot of bold claims when it comes to the God of War Ragnarok, the people who review it. They said somebody said their side quests dethrone The Witcher 3's side quest. And a lot of people said that's a very, very big, bold claim to make. Like, granted, I had not played Witcher 3, but I have been looking at people who are big fans when it comes to the Witcher franchise. So the fact this reviewer said this, those side quests are definitely hidden different. So, and by the sound of it, how this game is and stuff, I don't know. I don't know if they will continue the God of War franchise. That's the thing. We gotta see how this ends to see will there be a continuation, because more than likely they're going to take a break from this franchise, because God of War Ragnarok was coming out because I believe Cory Barlog said when they were doing God of War 2018, they were getting so into the story, he realized that they was already writing for the next game. So, with that in mind, they're probably going to take a long break from God of War and probably do another title, because Cory Barlog didn't do this one. He's working on another title. So more than likely next year we'll see what he's been working on, while the God of War franchise will just take a little hiatus break, because at this point the team deserve it. They definitely do. They put all their work into this game and got another banger. So can't wait to play day one. Stay away from spoilers. I delete my YouTube history, so no God of War video will pop up in my YouTube suggestions, because YouTube is freaking stupid for even having those spoilers get posted and stuff. So yeah, and that's where I stand on God of War Ragnarok. I did have some pictures from God of War Ragnarok. I'm assuming these are from the reviewers who reviewed the game. I'm not gonna show the images just because they're screenshots. But the thing is, screenshots from scenes that we have not seen before. We may not have the context of what these scenes pertain, but still, it is these screenshots could be a spoiler. So I took a look at them, They are new, yes, but I do not know the context of these screenshots. So yeah, that's all I have to say on that. All right, on to our. This is pretty much our last big final news because most of the news that came out this week was involving PlayStation and Square Enix. And speaking of Square Enix, this was a Final Fantasy 16 news blowout. I was gonna make this into a own separate video on its own and stuff, but for the sake of time and stuff, and I probably won't. I probably will be busy if I wait too long. So I'm just gonna add it here. But once again, I'm unable to put the images, so I will just link their interviews in the bottom below. Alright. The developers for Final Fantasy 16 came out with a whole bunch of different interviews to give us some more details on Final Fantasy 16. I will go through them in order on the news that came out for them. Without further ado, here we go. Our first information that we got was talking about the story and the world itself. Basically, the main story is rich, expensive narrative that moves forward without any branching point. There are a lot of side quests separate around the main story. Areas are varying size, field across 2 kilometers, contain settlements and more. Strong enemies are called Elite Mark and can be found throughout the world. You don't need to pour your energy into exploration to avoid the game becoming too difficult. However, it is not a game that you can finish in its entirety by only following the main story. So when I hear that, it means these side quests is basically what it sounds like. The side quests in Final Fantasy 16 will give more context of what's happening. Like, you could go through the main story and you probably be like, wait, what the heck just happened? Like, you probably won't get what just fully happened. So I'm assuming the side quests will just give us like those little bits of info that we did not get at first. So yeah, I was already got planned to do complete everything for this game. So yeah, that's good to know that side quests will play a big role in this main story. Alright, on to the next info. This is from basically this interview was from the Yoshi P and the other 2 developers. They said the game is 95% done. A release date will be announced this year. Playtime will be 35 to 40 hours for the story alone, 70 hours with the optional stuff. They may say that, but they also said that they're still like finalizing to give a more accurate when it comes to the playtime hours. So, but still, that's a lot of game time. Like, of course, you could say that's like average for certain games and stuff, but some games don't really have that kind of. Probably be like 20 hours or 25 hours, but 35 to 40 hours just for the main story alone, and 70 hours for optional stuff if you're trying to get everything. That's pretty good. I expect a lot of people to be playing this a long time. Some people say, oh, they'll probably get it done in a week. Yeah, you probably could, and so, but other people, nah, I'm gonna take my time with this game. Alright, on to the next bit from the interview. This is from the director Hiroshi Takai regarding the potential mature rating for Final Fantasy 16. He says they decided early on that they didn't want to tell a juvenile story. They don't want to make things more violent for the sake of it, but rather show things more realistically and naturally. And I think I believe that's a really good thing. Like, they're making the maturity comes, like, making the game mature slowly instead, like, just adding a whole bunch of stuff to make it a mature rating. They're just making it natural, so it's like it basically like if something like this would happen in this day and age, it like this is like the most realistic take on this kind of situation for this game, which I'm 100% about. So more than likely, this game will get the rated M for mature rating because the stuff that they showed off in this game, like supposedly Joshua dad head get cut off right in front of him, the blast splatter all over on his face, and his dad head rolls towards him. Yeah, like if that's not mature enough, I don't know what is. Alright, onto the other interview answer is the Final Fantasy traditions. They have said Chocobos and Moogles will appear in Final Fantasy 16. That said, the world of Final Fantasy 16 is quite serious in tone, so they won't include anything overly comical or things that don't fit clearly into an ecosystem, which I'm 100% all about. Like, judging how this game look, like, for this, for the ending of this game, more than likely nobody wins at the end of this game. I could be 100% wrong when I say that, but I'm happy they're not trying to force a comical moment, like make that become natural and stuff. And we have seen chocobos appear before. We from the first trailer we have seen chocobos, but we have not seen Moogles. So it's good that they now confirm that Moogles will be in Final Fantasy 16, because it would be weird for a Final Fantasy game to not have Moogles. Granted, I don't know about the other Final Fantasy games that they have, if they have Moogles. And I believe Stranger of Paradise did not have Moogles, so well, they also didn't have Chocobos either, so there's that. Alright, on to our next one. This is from the creative director Kazu Toyo Mihiro about Clive. You don't know, Clive is the main character that we'll be playing as, who somehow inherits the power of Ifrit. This way he has to say. Final Fantasy 16 is first and foremost a story about Clive. He's a character with a somewhat dark atmosphere, a prisoner of fate who has decided it's time to break out. Most impactful character in the game, which is natural because from you look at the second trailer, when you hear a mysterious voice call Clive awakened child of fate, and then they show Ifrit. Basically, Clive is some type of child of fate. He plays a role for this world. Everything that happened to him is not out of coincidence. There's a role he must play, but unfortunately, he doesn't. He basically could defy fate. So whatever fate has for him, he's saying no and putting another middle finger to it. He could decide his own fate. On to the next one. This is info surrounding the summons. Unlike previous titles, there aren't too many of them, nor are there any hidden surprise icons. Might be a little tricky to answer if all those icons shown in the mural at the end of the latest trailer will appear. He's referring to the Ambition trailer. You look at the mural, you see there's pictures of different icons. One of them was Leviathan. And to our knowledge, we have not seen no Dominant to be the wielder of Leviathan. So with that in mind, it would be tricky try to talk about these icons that they have not shown off. So I don't I don't have like a proper say how I feel about this. I'm curious how they're gonna pull it off. Most likely Leviathan will be shown or at least talked about, because so far the game is a mystery how Ifrit is here, because supposedly there's I believe I read there was like one or only one element for each nation. So like Rosaria supposed to have Phoenix, the Empire's Bahamut. They're supposed to be one of each, but there's two fire icons. So just having Ifrit alone is making people question what the heck is going on. So I guess adding more of the summons will probably make the storytelling a little bit more difficult for the developers. Excuse me. There might be. I saw somebody say they could probably do a DLC. We'll see. I on that at that point, I'll just say let's wait till the game comes out and let's see how they do. If they do it, good and stuff, I'll probably say we probably don't need a DLC. But if it feels like oh, they need to touch upon this, then I'll be like, alright, we probably do need a DLC, because some stuff needs to be answered. So until then, we'll just wait and see how it turns out. Alright, this one was a big talking point. Like, I don't know why this one is like getting, like, this one is so big out of for no reason. Like, ever since this news come out, I saw some people say like Square Enix is racist and all that. I'm like, what the heck is going on? This is talking about Yoshida about diversity in Final Fantasy 16. Due to the underlying geographical and technological constraints, Velastia is not going to be as diverse as the modern day Earth. Focus to be less on the outward appearance of characters and more on who they are as people. Which I don't see nothing wrong with that. If they're like, I guess because there won't be characters representing people like there won't be like representation of black people or different other ethnicity. I'm like, why are we mad about this? And to be honest, when I play a game, I don't look for a reputation of me, of a black person. If I like the game, I'm just playing the game. I'm like when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, yeah, they have black people and stuff. So like, so what? Like, I personally don't know why people was throwing a fit about it, calling Square Enix racist and all that. Like, I don't know. I to be honest, I don't even want to talk about it, because to me it just sounds hella stupid that this being blown out of proportion. And some people say like the interviewer for IGN. Somebody said this question came from somebody from IGN giving the interview, and it's like it kind of sounded like he got put on the spot, like he wasn't prepared to answer that question. But it is what it is. Like some people, I saw a big old discussion about it. I'm like, me personally, I don't really care. It's not gonna stop me from buying the game and stuff. Should I like to see a lot more games that have a black lead? I think a lot of people would and stuff. But it's like, I'm not gonna be upset about it. Like that's not what I was looking for in general. I'm just looking for a good quality game. That's all I want. All right, on to the next one. This one comes from Audrey. She do translation. She does the Japanese translation for Japanese developers. I mostly see her do it for like Square Enix in general and stuff. She translated this interview with Famitsu. Famitsu had an interview with Yoshida Takai and the creative director Mahiro, and mentioned even though there are 6 countries in the game, you don't actually go to all of them. The story will take you to certain destinations, but others may serve more a symbolic purpose. And that is a little bit disappointing that we won't be able to go to all the kingdoms and stuff. But it is what it is. I wasn't really surprised. Like, to be honest, I already saw the Iron Kingdom, the ones who legit kill newborn children if they show the bearings that they are a dominant. Like, they flat out just kill them. So it's like, I would love to fight them, and so just for that. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but what can you do? Alright, this one from Degeki interview with Yoshida. It said he wants to release a demo for Final Fantasy 16, but if it happens, it will probably be close to the launch of the game. And I had a conversation with some group, with a Facebook group on Facebook about Final Fantasy 16, and I asked them would they would like a demo for Final Fantasy 16 or go in blind. And a majority of them did say they would like to go in blind, but at the same time they would like to go in blind, but they would not say no to a demo. And I believe I'm on that fence because me personally, if a demo do come out, I will want not to have myself transfer over to the full game. Like, I would like the demo to be just a taste of a boss fight. Just one boss fight. And just have it like that. I believe, like, Final Fantasy 15 did something like that. Like, it was a demo that let you test out the controls of the game. Like, it didn't let you play like a portion of the story. And I think I will like prefer a demo like that. Like, have it like you play the demo, you play as a young Clyde when he's learning his swordsmanship. And at that same time it's teaching us the combat stuff. Then when you get past that part, the demo opens up another part of the demo, have you being like adult Clive going against like that dragoon boss fight, or have us fight Icon, just to give us a taste how it would feel like to do the giant battles or something like that. But if you're so do transfer over to the full game and you play the demo, that's okay too. But me personally, I would like to play the demo, but don't have anything that we get don't transfer to the full game. Because when the full game come out, I want to start fresh, and I just want to start fresh, but I want to have the knowledge of the controls. That's basically it. Alright, our next one is creative director Mahiro drops more lore about the Final Fantasy 16 dominance. When a dominant dies, they turn to stone. Successors could be born either immediately or take hundreds of years to show. Some points in history exist where some dominants lay dormant. Currently, all dominants exist. And that's pretty crazy. The fact, if you're a dominant, you die, you just turn to stone. It's basically like how the Naruto Jinchurikis were, to be honest. Like when, how they have it, I believe if the Jinchuriki died, the tail beast dies and stuff. But the thing is, the tail beasts will come back after a certain amount of time, so they're not technically actually dead. So that's pretty cool to know. Dion Lesage, which is the Bahamut dominant, a, a character in tradition, a character in the traditional sense of Prince, an all-around Superman, good looks and skilled in both material and intellectual arts. Though not everything in his past operated always as glided as it seemed, which is very surprising because if you're the dominant for Bahamut, I expect everybody to be kissing your feet. So I am curious to learn more about him. Mahiro said that Clive is his favorite character, and he's not sure if he will able to write a better one. So that's very bold. And I'm gonna end the video here. It is getting pretty late, and there's a lot of Final Fantasy 16 news to cover. So I will add those in the next news roundup with some more info. Alright, I hope you guys have a good night. This is Storm. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. I am out of here.